Sairam, are there really ghosts in this world? Is there anything like a spirit, an evil spirit or a good spirit? And if evil spirits and ghosts exist, what is it that we can do to protect ourselves from them? To answer these questions, let us go back probably to 1972 when Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, our dear Swami, had taken along with him an entourage of devotees to the hill station town of Ooty in the state of Tamil Nadu in India. Swami had left from the Whitefield Brindavan Bangalore ashram and he had gone there. Along with him were the Murfetts, Howard Murfett and his wife, and also there was Mrs. Diana Baskin and her husband. They had accompanied Swami. It was an 8-hour drive from Bangalore to Ooty. On the way, they stopped at the Bandipur Wildlife Reserve and Swami got into a safari bus along with these members of the entourage and they went for a safari too. And during that, it was a memorable one. They saw a herd of elephants as well as other animals which Swami excitedly pointed out to them like a little child. That evening, they reached Ooty and they were accommodated in an old bungalow, an English style bungalow which was 2-storied. Swami's room was on the upper floor and the Murfetts as well as Diana Baskin and her husband were given rooms on the ground floor. That night, once the lights were off and everyone went to bed, as Mrs. Diana Baskin was sleeping, she felt very unnerved. She was halfway, she was not awake, she was not asleep, she was halfway into her sleep and she perceived a very evil being staying and standing right outside her room door. She felt that the moment she drifted into sleep, this evil being would come in and harm her. She could feel the hate, she could feel the negative vibrations. And so she woke up with a start, sat on the bed, beads of perspiration flowing down her brow. She woke up her husband and said that she feels that there's a very evil being there, a ghost that is there. He got up and he turned on the kerosene lamp that was there, and we must remember this is 1972, and looked around. There was nothing in the room. Of course, the room was very chill and cold because that is how Ooty is. But apart from that, he could not perceive any being. When he told this to her, she requested that the light be kept on through the night. And he grumbled a bit, but then he went to bed. Mrs. Diana Baskin just could not sleep. As she records in this book, Divine Memories with Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, she says that she just slept for a few minutes even though the light was on because she felt if she drifted into deep sleep, that evil being would come and do some harm to her. The next morning, she confided this to Mr. Howard Murfett. We all know Mr. Howard Murfett. He has written many books on Swami and he is responsible. His books are responsible for having got hundreds and thousands of Westerners to the lotus feet of Swami. So Mr. Howard Murfett smiled and even laughed away at this because he did not believe that ghosts could exist. But that night, Mr. Howard Murfett himself had a terrible experience where he felt a black, hairy mass of evil sitting on his chest and strangling him, choking him, holding his neck. He too woke up with a start that night, and the next morning he saw that he had a severe chest pain and his throat was also aching. So this thing about ghosts and evil being appeared to be true. What is the case? What was Swami's response to it? And what is the truth about ghosts and evil spirits? That is what we shall discover. In her book, Sri Sathya Sai Anandadayi, Mrs. Karunamba Ramamurthy, or Kannamma as she was called, records one interesting interaction with Swami related to suicide. Swami says that suicide must never be committed. You see, when we are shifting between homes, we always locate a new house for ourselves and then vacate this house. Swami said that every jiva or living soul is like that. The body is the temporary home in which it stays and it locates for itself a new home, a new body before letting go of this body. But committing suicide is like vacating a house before you have found a new house for yourself. What happens to you? You become homeless, you are in the streets, And that is what happens to these disembodied souls. They are left roaming about without a body to occupy. These are what we call as ghosts and evil spirits. That apart, in the Bhagavata Vahini and in several of his discourses, Swami mentions how some kinds of deaths are considered inauspicious. For instance, drowning, or dying because a tree fell on you, or dying from a snake bite. All these kinds of deaths leads to you becoming a ghost. And therefore, it is not surprising that there are disembodied souls, ghosts, or these evil spirits as we call, floating about without a body. And therefore, those who are sensitive, who are more perceptive, will be able to perceive them. As Mrs. Diana Baskin records in her book, the next day morning when this was told to Swami, Swami became serious and he said, yes, there are some very bad beings in this house and they will have to be sent out by regular bhajans. The solution? Bhajans and namasmarana, chanting the Lord's name. The Lord's name is a solution for all the problems in the world. We just don't realize it. We just take it for granted possibly. But Swami said that as we do more and more bhajans, these beings will be out. Not only that, this building in which they stayed later on became a primary school. Swami purchased this very building which was being inhabited by these evil beings and converted it into a school for children. In fact, Mrs. Diana Baskin's daughter was a student of this very Ooty school. Now the question might arise, are these ghosts or disembodied souls so powerful that even though Swami is physically there, they are able to come and create trouble? Well, this answer Mrs. Diana Baskin got after they returned to Brindavan when she narrated what had happened to some of the older devotees who had been with Swami probably from the 1940s and 1950s. When she told it to them with a lot of shock and worry, they just smiled it away and they said, oh, it is very natural. And they explained to her, see, our Swami, he is the avatar of the age. He is the Lord, he is Bhagawan, he has come for all. We see in the ashram, the saints come, we also see thieves who come, they come with the intention of robbing people. But Swami is available for all. That is why he is God, right? Because he is available for all. He is ready to bless everyone. He has come for the uplift of everyone, to take everyone along on the divine Godward path. Naturally, he is available for these souls as well. And that is why they come to him. They also come, and his love is such that he ensures that they are also redeemed. That was the answer she got. And this answer resonates very well with the experience that these devotees in the 1940s had. You see, dear brothers and sisters, in the 1940s when Swami was in the Pata Mandiram or the old Mandir, a lot of patients were brought to him who were possessed by evil spirits or ghosts. What is the proof for this? It has been recorded extensively by many of these old devotees who have documented them in books or through interviews. What would typically happen is this man or woman would be behaving very strangely with characteristics and nature totally different from what they are. It is as if like someone else is possessing their body, and that is the truth. In fact, on a couple of occasions when such people were brought to Swami, they would start singing and telling poems in languages hitherto unknown, some in Sanskrit, some in other languages which this person himself or herself never knows. And turns out that these were unfortunate souls who have got disembodied either due to suicide or due to these other calamities and tragedies that I mentioned about, because of which they don't have a body, but they too yearn for the Lord, and the Lord is available to bless them. Swami would ask, what is your name? Get their name. Why have you come here? I bless you. Some of them turned out to be devotees of Lord Vithala, devotees of Lord Rama, devotees of Lord Krishna. And Swami is here, the embodiment, Sarva Devata Swarupa, Sarva Devata Tita Swarupa, blessing all of them and then helping both the disembodied soul that has possessed as well as this person who has got possessed, who is freed from this disembodied soul. And therefore, these experiences give hope and solace to everyone, those who are possessed as well as those who have had unfortunate deaths or even suicides. See, dear brothers and sisters, suicide is never a solution. In fact, there are a couple of videos where I have narrated incidents from Swami's Bhagavatam and from Swami's teachings I have quoted. They are there at this link above. They are there in two parts. Part 1 is at this link above, and at the end of part 1 you will see the link to part 2 as well. Why one should never entertain suicide and what Swami says about this concept of suicide. But then if it has already happened, as Swami would say, past is past, forget the past. What do we do in the present? Present is omnipresent, Swami would say. It is not an ordinary present, it is omnipresent because the divine is with us. Saturate the present with the Nama of the Lord, with the Rupa of the Lord, with the name of the Lord and form of the Lord through bhajans and namasmarana. Doing these bhajans and namasmarana will cleanse all these karmas, clear out all of these and redeem even those that have got stuck in the wrong path. In conclusion, dear brothers and sisters, these ghosts, spirits, disembodied souls, all of these exist, and they exist because of the inscrutable and inescapable ways of the law of karma. We had an entire detailed discussion on the law of karma. That was also a study circle in multiple parts. You can access the first part here. It is part of a playlist. You can enjoy and watch all the videos and get a better understanding of karma. But this karma is overcome only through love and devotion to the Lord. Bhakti is the most powerful, and let us make use of the beautiful name and beautiful form of the Lord of our choice and overcome these karmas. Dear Swami, may the love that we have for you in our heart keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.